Hey, this is Chris with Never Enough Outdoors. I'm sitting at a park today and I wanted to talk about my GoPro and what I've learned over the years and what I've decided I don't like about them, what I have fixed with issues on them, and just different things about my GoPros. I started out with a GoPro Hero 7 Silver and I didn't do a lot of research before I purchased it. Okay, so I've already had camera issues right off the start. This is my GoPro, well, I've had, so I had the GoPro 7 Silver, and you can't take the battery out and put a new battery in when it goes dead. When it's dead, you have to go charge it and then come back and record again. I don't remember if you could put a power bank into it and record at the same time. I don't think you could, but you probably could, and I just never tried it. All right, we're trying this again. It's funny how I'm doing a video on issues I have with GoPros and I can't get this GoPro 6 to stop cutting off. It just started recently. When you plug it into external power, it won't record. It just records for a few seconds and cuts off. And I cannot figure out why. It's never done that before. It's always worked fine. All right, so this is my GoPro Hero 10 Black. I really like it. There's a lot of things I don't like about it, but for the most part, I really like it. I usually use it without any cover on it, without a media mod on it. I hook it up to a chest mount, and I have the GoPro chest mount that I run it on. I usually have it sitting about like this at all times on my chest. And for fishing videos, it points straight out, as straight as I can get it for the most part. Occasionally I'll tilt it down, but for the most part it points straight out. And then for metal detecting videos, I do a lot of those now. I usually point it down because I'm pointing down at an angle at the ground to show what I'm finding with the coil of my metal detector. So I tell you that because this thing has some issues that keep it from wanting to be straight up and down, or that has some issues that I can't use it straight up and down all the time. I'm gonna tell you what I've found over the years. To use a chest mount, you see this is a longer attachment. You need one of these. I've done another video, I'll put it in the corner. But you don't want the short one that comes with it. It's, let me see if I can find one. I've got all kinds of attachments for and mounts and pieces for these things. But I've got a bunch of long ones. This is a longer one. It doesn't look the same as this, but it's a longer one. Here's a longer one. This is the short one. This is what comes with most of them. And you see how much, this is the same length as this one. See how much shorter that is? That does not work with your GoPro. Your GoPro, if you use a chest mount or probably other mounts, it won't sit flush. It'll sit out a little bit. And if you want to sit flush, you can't. Not with this one because it gets in the way. The back of it hits the hardware before it gets flush. So don't use these. Find one of these or something longer. This is a cheap one, but it's rounded. And I got it from Amazon on a big pack of stuff. But you need one of those to get it to sit flush. There's another video I've done on that. So that's one issue I've got from the start. It comes with this. So if I just bought this, it came with this, and it's worthless. All right, so that's my problem with the mount, or with the chest mount. It overheats at times, and I'll talk more about this in a minute. But it does overheat. I'm in the shade right now because it's 90 degrees outside in Georgia right now, where I'm at. And the humidity's high, so it feels like it's probably closer to 100. So these things do overheat, especially in raw sunlight, which I would usually be in for a fishing video. You can't fish in a boat in the shade very often. And I just, metal detecting you can get in the shade, but most of the time you're out in the sunlight, and the beaten down sunlight on these, it turns them off. A lot of times they'll turn off and you just don't touch it. You can tell it's not running and you just don't touch it, and when you're finished recording, then touch it and it'll repair the file. But a lot of times it just cuts off. It puts a thing up on the screen that tells you that it's shut off because it's too hot, and you have to just wait on it to cool before you can use it again, or go to another GoPro if you've got one. I've watched every video I can find on how to keep them from overheating. I've tried almost everything I can think of that I've seen online, and while the person, it worked for the person on the video, it doesn't work for me. It may work partially, but it doesn't work for my needs. Like cutting off all these settings. I bought the thing to use the settings, so I don't want to cut them off, but if the only way I can record in the direct sunlight is to cut off certain settings, I'll cut them off for the time being. But they're like, record 1 minute videos. Well, I'm not going to record a 1 minute video of me fishing. I need to record all day long, either looping or solid recording or metal detecting. You know, I could do metal detecting, just turn it on when I find something, but that's not my style. If y'all watch my videos, my style is to record the whole thing. I'll cut out bits and pieces, but I'd like to show you what's going on with my detector, or you know, show you what my readings are when I find something, or you know, different things like that. I don't like to just, and there's people, and it's nothing wrong with it. It's just people out there that shoot videos where when they come up and find something, they show you what they found, or they show you digging it up, or whatever. That's just, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my style. I like to record the entire time I'm out searching, or the entire time I'm fishing, and then go through and pick out things I said or did, or funny clips, you know, to put into a video. So I want to record the whole time. That's just makes it harder for me to record in the summer. It's dead summer right now. It's July 1st actually, and you know, it's 90 degrees out, the sun's beaming down, and there's no way for me to record without these cameras turning off, and nothing I do fixes it. All right, so you see my battery door's out. Well, I take the battery door off to take the battery out, and I keep the door off to, well, for a few reasons, but a lot of times I have no battery door on this thing. I'm not worried about it getting wet. I'm not gonna be in the water. I want airflow to get in this thing. So I run it with the door off, no battery in it. And I use external power. These are 30,000, whatever they're called. I've got 2 of them. There's one running the camera you're watching me on right now, and I have this one. I have long 6 foot or 5 foot or whatever foot cord I need. I use USB to USB to plug into the GoPro, but I put this in my back pocket. You know, I put it in my back pocket, run the cord up around the back of my strap on my chest mount, and I loop it around the top some, and then I plug it in, and it's not a problem. I don't even notice it. I never notice it. I notice it if I don't wrap it around there, it'll be a headache, but I wrap it around, plug it in. It usually works great, except for the summertime. I don't know why, it's just these things overheat. I've taken the battery out like everybody suggests. I've turned off Wi-Fi, turned off GPS, I've turned off image stabilization or whatever they call it. I've turned that off, even though I like it on a little bit, but doesn't work. All right, so I recently bought a DJI mic. I'm recording on it right now, but it's recording to the mic. I'm not recording to any camera. 2 reasons. One, I don't have the setup yet. I've actually ordered it for a reason I'll tell you in a minute, but I've ordered the adapter you plug into your GoPro to plug in the receiver of the mic, and I don't have it yet. So that's one reason. And I don't have, so I can't hook it up to my GoPro 6 without the cable. And I've got the media mod for the GoPro 10, but since I'm talking about it, I'm not recording with this right now. There was something else I was going to tell you. Oh, this is a DJI mic. I guess I don't know which version it is, but it's not the newest. And it seems to fit all my needs. It came with a case. Well, it came with this case. It came with the mic that I'm wearing. It came with 2 of these wind things, It came with, here's the second mic. You can clip it on to things, or you can use this magnet like I'm using here. You can put it on the inside of your shirt or the outside, just magnets on. You could carry this with you and run a lavalier mic up and attach it to your shirt. But that's what I've done right now. I can run 2 people with this. If I'm fishing, there's another guy on the boat. He can have a mic attached to him and I can have a mic attached to me. And I can record all of our audio, whereas before it captured my audio on my GoPro that I wore on my chest, and usually the other GoPro was on the back of the boat, and it didn't pick up. It picked him up, but it didn't do great. He's usually in the back, or you know, vice versa. But it was horrible audio, and you'll see if you watch some of my videos with 2 people in the boat. So this is going to help tremendously for my audio, for capturing what I'm talking about, what my partner's talking about, what 2 people metal detecting, whatever. It's going to pick up better audio. It's got a cool charging case. The receiver's right here. It's actually, I'm watching it as I'm recording, but it fits in here as well, and so does the this transmitter. And it closes, it charges while it's in here. I just have to go charge this up every so often. I think this thing lasts for like 5 hours of charge. Each transmitter and the receiver has 5 hours of battery power, so it's pretty cool. I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to the future of my videos with better audio. All right, so I bought a media mic about a year or so ago, a media mod. I bought a media mod about a year or so ago for my Hero 10. And I've done some tests on it. You can watch those videos. This is the wind guard thing. It's not actually, it's hard to get off, but all right, so there's the media mod. This is the front. I'm trying to get the thing latched on. But all right, there's the front. So it's got a mic here. It's got a little mic here. You can choose which mic, I believe. Maybe not, I can't remember. But there's a front and a back and an external that kind of like Omni whatever catches everything. Maybe that's how it works. And then it has this wind guard, which I like because I'm outside most of the time. It does have cold shoe on top and side. I think that's what they're called. Hot shoe, cold shoe, something. It's got one on top and one on side. Your power on button, your record button. And then it's got on the back, it's got these connections. It's got one that's a USB, I don't know what it's called, but I don't use it with my GoPro. Then it's got a USB-C plug. And then it's got a mic, 3.5 millimeter mic plug. All right, so with this thing wrapped around my GoPro, the way it works is you open it, you take your battery door off. Battery can be in or out, but the battery is one of the overheating problems. So I take it out. And I always record with external power with one of these things. It'll last like, I don't know, this will do like 8 charges on an iPad. So it's plenty enough for a whole week long beach trip or lake trip or whatever for me. But you plug this in, the battery door comes off, the battery's out. Doesn't have to be out, but mine's out because I don't use them. It has a little USB plug-in, a USB-C plug-in in here, and it just captures the GoPro's USB-C plug, and then you close the door. And so now I've got my media mod on my Hero 10. So not only did the thing overheat without a cover on it, now I've got a cover on it. So now it's even hotter inside this thing. So I can go out here and I bet within 10 minutes of using this thing, it overheat. All right, I won't go on about overheating, but let's say it's not overheating or it's wintertime or springtime, it's not hot outside. Here's the problem with the media mod. All right, so I've got these plugs on here and I use them. I use 2 of them. Well, I'm gonna be using the mic one now, and I use the external power one. So when I have these on my chest mount, and I'm gonna put it on to show you. It's a major headache hooking this thing up, because you got to have these little things sticking out, these little prongs. You got to take this out. Of course, you got to put it all together, and then you got to fit it in here. You got to put the piece on, screw it in. All right, so now I'm attached to my chest mount. I would put it on, but things I want to show you won't work with it on. So I'm going to show you the back of it. All right, so this is not flush. Flush against my chest would be like this, you know, against my chest with this flipped up, like so. And I've got this extended, I've been doing some research lately. I've got this extended out thing to help me a little bit with space in here. But normally I would have this one on it. That's what I've been using. And it doesn't jump out as far. It's crazy the way it works. All right, so let me just find a cord. All right, I'm just going to show you the external power cord that I already use. I have 2 of these. Actually, I don't use this one much unless I'm using 2 GoPros on battery backup. But if I had this plugged in, it would be in the USB-C. This is running to a power adapter, like a power bank, one of these things. You know, it'd be running to that. Okay, just that alone makes life horrible, because I don't know if you can tell, but that's not straight up and down. It's tilted down. Straight up and down would be like way over here, but you see what I'm saying? I can't make it straight up and down because of this cord. Maybe you get a better angle over here. The cord is in the way. It sticks straight back. So the only way to fix this problem I found, after not even realizing they had them, is to get a 90-degree cord. So take this out. Here's a brand new 90-degree cord that I've bought. I haven't even used it yet, but I already know it's going to fix my problem, because look how short that piece is right there. And what I was using is, see how much longer it is before it even turns? So I'm not even worried about this not fixing this problem. I purposely picked it out for this reason. So this would go in here like this, and now I can go flush. So I've solved that problem. So that's great. That's the fix for that. Same with the mic. I got this DJI thing. It came with this mic cord right here that sticks straight out. So I'm plugging it in, back to the same issue. It's pointing down. My camera's pointing down, and I want it to point straight. But this cord's in the way. So I ordered, haven't used it yet, I ordered some of these 90-degree cables. Brand new in the box, in the package. I'm gonna take one out just to show you. All right, so the difference is you had this, which is about 1 centimeter longer, but the cord still pushed straight back. So it made it another centimeter out before the cord would really turn. So now I'm putting this in, and it's going 90-degree. And so now I've completely, look at that, I've completely solved my issue and my headache with this. And so now I can hook up my my receiver for my camera, and plug my camera in. I got external power, it's all flush. The problem still exists that the thing overheats. I can't fix it. I've tried everything you can think of. I've tried every recommendation on the videos. I mean, I haven't tried everything, because some of the things that people do are just like ridiculous. Like one guy has a fan from a computer, a motorized fan that he carries with him, and it wraps around, attaches to him somehow, and it has a tube that comes up, and he doesn't use a media mod. He uses just the bare GoPro with the battery, but it shoots air into where the battery goes. He's got it all wrapped up with duct tape and whatever. And then they make like adapters that are coolers that go around this. Instead of the media mod, it would go like the media mod, and it's got a fan blowing on it. But I don't feel like I need to make all these, you know, exceptions and do all these extra things to make this work when it should work. It should just work. I get it, it's 90 degrees outside, I'm in the blaring sunlight, I feel like I need to get some kind of visor to go on it to keep me in the shade a little bit. But, I mean, it just boggles me. How do I use this in the sunlight? And so, take this off. For the most part, the way I run it, in the heat of the day, in the sunlight, hooked to my chest mount, without the media mod. I decided when I got it, I tried it, I liked it, but it was cool outside. And so summer, I don't like it. It's a piece of junk. It makes it hotter in here. So the way I run this in the summer, for the most part, is battery out, door open. If I've got the door on it, or a battery in it, I've got this door that I've bought that has a hole here where the USB-C plugs in. And you can, and if you want to protect it from, if it's rainy or you want to protect it from the elements, put this door on it. I mean, it's not as cool, but it's protecting it. It's not waterproof because it's got a hole in it, but it's protecting it. So you can now plug your cord in. You can plug your cord in through that hole and run it off of external power. And I run, like I said, nonstop off external power. So I've got that. But I want to add this mic. I've been interested in these mics for years, but I've never bought one. I didn't know a lot about them. I've watched like binge watching YouTube videos on them. And so I've learned that the little piece that goes with the old GoPros, it's an adapter that you plug in. It has a USB-C plug and a microphone adapter on the other side. They also work with the 10, which they don't advertise it, but it works, according to other people. So I've ordered one. Should be here tomorrow. I also ordered a cold foot or hot foot or whatever it is to go on my GoPro. I'm gonna put double-sided tape on it and I'm gonna attach it to the very top of my GoPro. And so that way this little receiver for my mic will sit on top of my GoPro and I can see it. I don't even care if this is here, if I see it, but it's very good and useful to be able to look at, to know what's going on with my mic. All the mic audio right now, I'm recording to the transmitter, and I'll add it back to this footage later. I'll make the footage on the camera silent, and I'll add this audio back. It'll be my first time doing it, so y'all wish me luck. But now that you're watching this, I've already done this, I guess. So those are some issues I've found. Don't buy the silvers unless you just want to record every once in a while. Buy the blacks. They're the best, in my opinion. One day I'll upgrade to a newer one. This is what I've got for now. You can get mods, lens mods. I don't remember what they're called, but you can get those. You can get all kinds of little attachments, all kinds of little mounts. I've got a whole bag of mounts. Selfie sticks, little tripods, things that attach to trees and don't harm the tree. They wrap around the tree limb. Things that suction to your car windshield, to your dash. I mean, head mount, wrist mount, bike mount, you name it. I bought a pack. I'll have that link in the description. And I'll put a video in the corner where I shot a video on that a while back. Here's one of the accessories I bought that I never use. It needs a hot foot or a cold foot or whatever. It needs one of those. And I've never used my media mod much. But I do like to do some metal detecting at night, sometimes maybe fishing at night. And if I had my media mod, it may not be as cold or may not be as hot at night, and I can use my media mod, use this hot foot. So this light, you can't tell right now, it has 3 settings of brightness and then it flashes for some reason. But this light is like really bright. Turns on and off. You can choose what setting you want it on. But it's really bright, and I'm gonna have to start using it for metal detecting. Forgot I had it until I started messing with this media mod just for this mic specifically. So I'm kind of excited. I can even put it on the side if I had maybe I'll mount another hot shoe or whatever on the side of this thing. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but those are in the mail. So that's cool. This is straight from GoPro. I've got a ton of batteries. You can buy packs of batteries. You can buy these Wasabi power packs with it comes with like a couple batteries and this charger, and you can have these going in the background. I've got like 10 batteries for my 6 and maybe 8 for my 10. I don't use them much anymore, but I do. Just depends on how I feel that day. I almost started recording this with a battery, but turned out I got it working. I don't know what was wrong, but I mean, I've got all kinds of attachments and toys and wind guards, and I mean, there's a whole bag. This is my camera bag, and I've got, I mean, just mounts and selfie sticks and lens protectors and I mean, just mount after mount, little odds and ends that I don't even know what they do. This is my bag I made. I rolled up, I'm cheap, so I rolled up, and this bag costs like $13 at Bass Pro Shops. It's a carry-all bag, they call it. It's cheap. I use them for everything. I got these all over the house. I use them for fishing tackle boxes. I use them for overnight trips. I use them for my camera bag, but I've got a bunch of wadded up grocery store bags in here, and then I wadded up the big one on the outside, and I stuff it down in this side pocket. And I've got a video about this. You can watch it, but I stuff it down the side, and then I carry my cameras face towards the bags. I carry them down in these pockets. That's where I carry my cameras. I got another one over here. I do the same thing, put both cameras in my bag, and that's how I carry them around. And then I fill, I've got batteries. Well, my batteries are over there, but I keep batteries up top. I keep the other batteries for the other GoPro back here because they're a different type. I keep all my mounts and accessories and mic now and everything in this center spot. I keep my charging cords in this spot and some odds and ends, like USB connectors, and I got chargers for each type of battery. I got like these all kinds of little mounts that I put together to extend things. And then up front, I took it out, but I keep in the front of my bag, I keep all my extra SD cards. I know this is a great secure place for them. Most of them I never use, but I keep all my SD cards in there, and I've got more in other places. I've got some in this box here. I never use them. I always use the same ones and then format them every time. And I also keep this in there. This is one of my most important tools that I have. And what I do when I get done, there's all kinds of ways to do this with your GoPro. But the way I do it is when I finish recording, I take my battery cover off, if it's not already, and I pull out my memory card, my micro SD card, and I put it in this thing. And I plug this with the USB-C into my iPad. And I upload all my footage to Photos in my iPad, the Photos app. And then I drag them. I use LumaFusion now. I used to use iMovie, but I've started using LumaFusion just because it's upgraded. I paid for it, but I'm still learning it, but it's got a lot of upgrades that iMovie doesn't have. But I just load them into LumaFusion and I make my video. I make all my edits. Now I'm gonna have to figure out how to do mic edits. But it's a little easier, once you learn it, it's a little easier to operate than iMovie. iMovie is very limited. It took me forever to learn it, But now after I learned it, it's like, this is it. I mean, I became an expert in it, and the things that I don't know how to do are like things I would never do. So, and I'm talking about on an iPad, folks, not the computer. I know people use iMovie on the computer, and it does all kinds of stuff, and that's great. But I don't have a Mac. I have an iPad. And it's just the way I work it right now. If there's better things you can do on the iPad, please share them with me. How to do them, things you would do or that you do a lot of that are not just standard things people do. I'd love to learn them. But anyways, I use LumaFusion now. I'm still learning it. It's really cool. But this is what this is for. It's to put my video onto my iPad so I can edit it. You can also plug straight into this. You can move it to the app, do all kinds of things. You can move it to a external hard drive, which I have one, but it's not with me. And you can, save it in iCloud or Google Docs or on your iPad in files, different ways. But that's just what I do. I use that to put it on in my videos area, my photos area. All right, so that's most of my issues. I think I've about covered everything. I've got my 90-degree cables I'm looking forward to using. I've got my 90-degree mic cable. I've got my new DJI mic that I'm excited about. So anyways, yeah, that's my thing. So if you have any overheating tips, please leave them in the comments. If you have any videos I need to watch, leave them in the comments, especially videos with the media mod on. I don't need it anymore without it because I'm gonna rig it up to make it work. But if I can go back to using the media mod, I'll peel off the cold foot or hot foot that I put on here and go back to the mod, but I don't know how to keep it from overheating. Within 10 minutes of recording, it's overheated and it turns off. It doesn't turn off and let you keep recording and fix the clip later. It turns off, it's done. And if I'm gonna run a mic, it's either I've gotta use the media mod or I've gotta use the adapter I've ordered to record straight to the camera, or I just record like I am now, straight to the transmitter and figure it out when I go to edit, which may just be my only option in the summertime. And then in the winter, maybe it'll work. I haven't decided yet if I'm actually gonna stick a hot foot on here. I might just let the thing dangle. There may be a way to put it in my chest mount just to keep it from falling. I don't have to stare at it all the time, but just to be able to look at it occasionally. So I don't know yet what I'm gonna do with that. But yeah, let me know if you know how to keep this thing from overheating. Not just the camera, but the media mod on the camera. I need to figure this out. Or is my only option may be to go to a new camera. Maybe there's a better camera that doesn't overheat. I know there's a lot of new cameras on the market. I know DJI has fancy cameras. I just haven't researched them because I've invested a lot of money in GoPro. I've got all the attachments and things that go with it. So I don't want to just jump the gun. I want to figure out a solution to the problem. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Please check out my other videos. Subscribe. Please watch my videos I mentioned in this video, and let me know if you have any comments or suggestions, or if you feel my pain. I know you feel my pain. You've dealt with the same exact issues I've dealt with, and you may have a solution you've come up with but haven't made a video about it, or don't make videos. Show me how to do it, and I'll make a video on it once I figure it out. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.